Hi, I have a message today called Open and Receptive. You can place your mind in an open and receptive state. This is the work of a moment. The more you practice, the easier it gets. To have the motivation to practice, you need to understand why you would intentionally place your mind in an open and receptive state, and why you would want to return to this state when you notice that you have wandered off. When your mind is receptive and open, you are dwelling at your foundational level, the level where you are connected eternally with everyone and everything. At this level, nothing but good can be given and received eternally. When you understand that serving the highest good for all means keeping your mind open at the level where you are all connected in goodness without opposite, then here is all the motivation you need. Your experience of time and space is here for practice until you master the skill of staying in the awareness that you share with all that is real, with all forever. You can thank everyone for showing up because their being is always showing up. No matter what the form in which they seem to show up, their being is here and connected to yours forever. Here is where you learn to keep your attention. Ego will direct you to focus on their surface, their form, and their past, giving you especially positive and especially negative judgments to apply to them. But you do not have to accept any of these judgments. You know who they are now. They are innocent beings, just like you, and they will be so eternally. Watch the ego's orientation toward disaster. Ego needs the perception of disasters for its matrix of judgment to keep churning. So if the idea of disaster comes to mind, see this as ego telling you that it has the power to destroy. Ego does not. Ego has the power to give you building blocks that you use to build whatever you perceive. Ego will guide you to build disasters and also those things that look very, very positive in comparison. But both are within this prison you have built from ego thought. Ego thoughts are just bars in the prison. You can always decline them. You can always decline ego thoughts in favor of resting in the place where all are connected, and this is what you are here to learn. One of your instructors is a world leader, just a mirror of all of you, who has said that he can use big weapons. Okay, so bodies say things. We are the ones who give all the meaning to what we perceive bodies saying. Why don't we go down to our foundation, down to what we are together, down to where we are connected? Here is the being that was always shining behind the form of the world leader, behind any fear form you projected, upon the being. I was covering up some of my text, so I'll read that again. Here is the being that was always shining behind the form of the world leader, behind any fear form you projected upon the being. Okay, technical difficulty. Okay, here is just the being, and look at yourself. You are just the being, free of any form of fear you have ever projected upon the character you call yourself. Here at this level, where you are connected eternally, there is nothing to fear, and there never will be anything to fear. So sit here with your teacher, where you actually are and always will be, and see that you have every reason to enjoy peace and to love your brother, to appreciate how he teaches and learns, just as you do. Here is the place where you learn to dwell. Here is the place you become willing to remember. Now find your willingness to see the threat of disaster as a smoke screen the ego throws up to cover up something behind it. You have trained yourself very carefully to act out reactions to smoke screens. That is all. Now you can observe when you have that reaction, and you can remember that you taught yourself to use ego thought to give yourself fearful experiences. You taught yourself to use ego thought to perceive others having fearful experiences. You taught yourself to see and to react to smoke screens. All of the smoke screens were always your own invention. Any I can make this claim because all of us are one. Now you have the full power to look through the smoke screen, the one you invented, to the light. It is very important to see how you built the smoke screen of fear yourself, because then you will never see your fate in the hands of a separate one that you call another. You will never see the fate of one you call another in the hands of a separate one you call villain. You always make 100% of what you see, and you share one single mind with all of the many I beings who look separate when viewed through the filter of ego thought. It is only a filter, and it will never be real. Remember that the same love is here for all the actors in the play you're watching. You love them with this love, and they love you eternally with this love. There is only one love with which to love one another, and all possess it fully. No matter how forms appear on the surface, all beings do love one another fully right now. Come into this space and take a rest. Come into this space and recognize that all the thoughts that guide you through your day can come from this place of rest and togetherness. You are truly safe, and you are held in love always. As you are held, so are all held forever. Okay, thanks for listening. I don't know about you, but this felt like a very important message for me. The messages are always for me, and I do have that willingness to focus. Okay, wishing you well.